Hello guys, my stream is starting in a few moments. Just checking if all the streams are working correctly. Okay, we're almost ready to start. Just a few more seconds. Okay, the quality seems to be fine on all three streams from the check. So I think we're ready to. I did not get transcoding this time on Twitch. So this invasion patch, this is what we'll be doing today. Some invasions, some Chaos 3, 4, 5 Relic hunts. And today I will be playing on the Archer, on the Scout. I have not changed the build yet. What I will do, I will try to find a proper modification of the build for this. I think I did change it up a bit, but then I kind of removed some stuff. I have not touched the god skills. Oh, they're reset themselves. Okay. Well, I'll return them to the way they were. I'll return them the way they were before. I think my god skills were looking something like this before, and taking more of those nodes that give you crit damage would be very nice. Where are the crit damage nodes? Are they here? Oh, I think they're forcing us to play more with physical damage if we want to do some high damage crits. Or maybe not. I need to find out where all the crit damage nodes have gone. There should be some section of the skill tree that gives you a lot of crit damage. Before it used to be something like this. Yeah, this should be it. Before I had this armor piercing, so I'm gonna go and take it, make sure it looks the same as it did to me before. I also had those nodes, I think, all the way to the energy. I'm not sure I had this node. I probably had the HP instead of armor, but first I want to get the armor piercing. I think I had that armor piercing before. For the cost of some cooldown reduction. Now I have 8 nodes. This 6% energy costs me 4 and gives me... Actually it's 12% energy, it's totally worth it. Cost reduction for the price of HP doesn't seem like the good thing to do, but this extra crit damage would be kind of nice. So now I'm looking for some easy way to get crit damage for the cost of just a few points. Although probably this extra HP would really help me. I do have 4 skill points, so I can get the crit damage and the HP. And I think HP would be much needed later on. This would also be nice if you decide to go there sometimes. I'll be experimenting a lot today. Being able to reset freely is just what this game needed. Make us farm blessings for the make us farm fragments for the blessings, but let us respec freely. This is what they needed to do, and they did it. They delivered on that. So I'm just gonna try and find out where all the crit damage nodes are, and I'm gonna try and find a decent build that relies on heavy investments in crit damage. I don't think there's any others, just this one left. That's kind of disappointing in regards to the crit damage. I think this specific poison build I had before might have had more crit damage than 100%. But for now, let me do this. I want some H. And for this extra note, maybe some damage, or let's see. I could get a higher Defiler's Reckoning, but I'm not sure whether I'll have skill points for that. 2% extra HP, maybe it's okay. I'd rather play it safe because I'll be doing on this character on patch day, on patch 1.02, I started rank 10. But since now I can just not lose it if I start rank 1, I wanna farm easy rings. This is the best way to farm. They said this didn't happen. They said the progress in the invasion will not be reset to 0. Anyways, I'll lose that progress. I don't care, just a few notes. I want to farm those 3 rings. Specifically, I want Ring of Dexterity and Ring of Resonance. I'm not that big of a fan of Ring of Shadow because it's not saying exactly how much dodge chance we have. So that will be that. In the meantime, what else do I need to do? Oh yeah, I need to pick some skills. So this Guardian Spirit probably would need to go. I was just experimenting before, but let me put my God skills quickly. Queen's Rat and Defiler's Reckoning, so 31 points left. I decided to, instead of usually doing what I do with Master Archer Mastered for poison damage, I decided to get Surefire Arrow Superior. It's slower in terms of gaining energy, but it gives me some extra skill points, 4 more skill points to place into passive. And I need my God skill passive, this one. So now we have 13 points. And here is the challenge. Would it be better to go for Guardian Spirit? Or maybe something like Tactical Retreat? Tactical Retreat seems like a good way of getting some extra movement while doing the easy invasion nodes. And then later on maybe I might need something like Guardian Spirit. I also reduced Master of Poisons to the one that doesn't slow but costs less points. Later on I probably might bump it to the one that slows enemies. But I think this is okay, I just need this extra poison damage. I can live without the slow for now. So let me quickly... Wait, my pet is just meowing, I wanna see what he wants. Just give me a second, I'll park myself. Okay, let's go. I was also checking earlier whether I can use my mage's green rings, but I can't. Sadly, I can't use them on this character. Even though they're the exact same names of rings for each character, they're kind of unusable by this character. So on each character if you want to have those green. It's not so bad, but the final notes would probably be very difficult for me on this character. Let's see how it will go. Also, for farming green armors, green weapons, I'd suggest Chaos 3, 4 or 5 relic hunts, whatever you can handle. Boss hunts may also be nice, but they won't have as much wood quality. And for now, getting heroics would be a priority for me. Heroics with better stats. You can get more crit chance, more crit damage, more attack. You can get attack on places where you couldn't get attack, like those gauntlets can get attack now, can get damage. Things can get like around 11k HP instead. So since this is just the first one, I'll quickly rush through. But yeah, if you want the rings, you have to rush through the invasions and get that specific ring node. I might need to get some chaos damage reduction on this character, but with the health regen I've got on this character, maybe I wouldn't. We'll see. I've been farming all day yesterday on the mage. It was a huge challenge to get it to work. Oh, so what am I using here? Scrolls of the Elders. And I'm using the Lucky Charm. Healing. Is healing the health regen? Let's see if my damage would go up with the healing. Health regen 13.2. Health regen 13.2. It doesn't seem to go up. Let's see if it's still 13.2 now. Yeah, it's 13.2. So this healing is probably something else. It's probably only working on the healing from skills that we see as green numbers above our character. Well, actually, it's better to click leaf area so it teleports me back to known without having to teleport all the way from Prague to known. So this is another life hack tip or whatever you want to call it. When you're not doing Act 1 or Act 4, just click leaf area instead of going inside the portal to get teleported to the closer town. Because some invasions would require you to go to known to start them. So yeah, today I'll be doing the easy rank 1 invasions, just to see how far I can take it. For me a priority is getting the green rings on each character. And today it will be this guy and this gal, more like, not a guy, gal, that we're gearing up. My mage only has one piece of one set and one piece of another set, so he's far from being geared, but I think the rings are more important at the moment because they give you special skills that you can work into the build. And the Ring of Resonance is probably the most sought up ring now after they added those things in. I know many builds can benefit from this ring. And it's actually good damage on my teleporting skill, my step between worlds on the mage. It adds up quite the nice damage and knockback. Although the knockback I'm experiencing probably is from the skill itself. But from the ring we still get that extra shockwave that hits the enemies for extra damage. And funny thing is, on my mage when I restarted my invasions, The first map, the very first normal map on the invasion, the very first invasion node gave me a heroic item, which was pretty unexpected, getting a heroic on the first invasion node, which is supposed to be normal difficulty, like this one. This build is a bit slower than the mage because it doesn't have that almost non-stop teleporting ability. But it has a non-stop dodging, so in a way at least you don't run out of dodges. There's just some delay in between the dodges that could get. Do know that your current gear you most likely replace with better stats as you farm. Even if you've got some top-notch red ones, now everything has been boosted and some things have been shifted, some things have been nerfed, while others have been boosted. I think on weapons, the crit chance possibility you can get has been reduced. But the crit damage has been boosted slightly, I think, and the damage has been boosted for sure. The flat damage. On the mage, I've got some red items with 7000 something flat damage, but instead of 15 crit chance, they give like 7 or 8 crit.
Hey, which class is better / stringer in your opinion, scout or mage?
Well, it depends what type of gameplay you're looking
Stronger.
for. I think both have their strengths. They're just kind of different playstyles. The mage seems to be more like capable of doing good AoE, whereas this class can be good with both AoE and single target. Although the mage also has good single target damage, which is still AoE and single target in one. The mage has that Breath of Fire skill, it also has that Etheric Blast. So I can't even distinguish them that way, single target AoE. But with this build, I'm stacking health regen, and I'm getting damage for the health regen via this dagger. Whereas with the mage, I'm stacking burning, and I'm getting extra damage for burning enemies or extra crit chance for burning enemies nearby. Or there's another passive skill that gives you extra magical damage, which does not apply to fire spells. Extra magical damage to burning enemies. The mage is stronger for certain bosses, whereas for other bosses I would rather go for a scout. And I think maybe the mage requires more tinkering with the build to get right, whereas the scout is easier to get right with good damage. And when you're leveling up, it's very easy to do it with the scout because you have the summoner build, which can be very powerful while leveling. The poison build is also nice, but I think the poison build starts shining when you get executor's dagger. Even though the dagger got nerfed,
For
it's quite nice.
console player, isn't it harder to control character? Like teleports build?
Oh, I've never played on a console. I personally can't play such types of games without a mouse and keyboard. If you can add a mouse and keyboard on your console, probably it would be easy to control, but I don't know. I haven't played on console. I avoid playing games where I would rather have a cursor than a game. Excuse me, I kind of choked there for a sec. I do have a gamepad for the PC. I have an Xbox controller, but I haven't tried playing this game. It surely probably would be hard. I'm not used to using the two sticks. I'm okay with using one stick to move, but then having to aim with the second stick is where I draw the line, and that's why I don't play shooters and top-down games and stuff like that with controller. But I think this class would be probably easier for you to go through the leveling process. The mage has its own strengths. If you want, I can quickly show you the mage. And in the meantime, I'll probably be experimenting with different builds on this guy every now and then. What I do want to do now is I probably might want to get rid of those nodes, some of them, and just get that extra crit chance. So I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nodes, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way to here. That means I'm losing 14 armor piercing, not really worth it. But it will have to be done eventually. So now I should go down here. And maybe what I will do before going for the rings, I might try and get some chaos resistance, because it really helps. Chaos damage is some damage that you take over time, but I'm not sure whether
I cannot
they
control
made
where
it
my
like...
Slayer jumps. It's broken at console. He jumps wherever he wants.
Oh fuck, that must be annoying. Having him jump wherever he wants? Wow. They should try and work out some way of controlling where you want them to land. Like maybe make it wherever you're pointing, whichever direction you're pointing the second stick, that should be the direction he's going to cast his skills. Something like that. But the best way would be to just make add mouse support for the game. Mouse and keyboard support for consoles for the game. Then it probably would be best to play it with mouse and keyboard on a console. If it's possible to do something like that. I haven't played consoles since Sega Saturn, so kind of that's the last console I had. It's been quite a while since then. Of course I've played PlayStations and stuff, but not my own. Probably the most difficult invasions to do are those purple ones, the swanish ones. Those healers are OP. Even when they don't stack their effects now, they're still overpowered. And the stupid no cooldown pulling skill on the big guys is also overpowered. I don't know why they would put such an annoying skill on enemies without giving it some long cooldown. The one that the big guys pull you towards them. They really don't seem to be worrying about things being hard in this game. They're trying to make it as hard and as annoying as possible to the players. And to make us do some impossible things to beat the game. Like those guys, they can pull you without cooldown if you're within their range. Another thing I've noticed is YouTube kinda has removed the game from their list. So now when I'm uploading videos I can't pick this game as the game the video is about. And the same thing's been happening when I'm streaming. I think I can't pick the game unless I change it after the video has been uploaded, I think. With this class it probably would be better for me to complete the things that I wouldn't be able to complete on the mage without a few tries. Because, oh look at that, red item on Chaos 2, okay. Okay, let's leave the forest. I'm kind of surprised how quickly I got to Chaos too. I thought I was still at like hard, very hard, etc. So Tireless Guardian. Yeah, you can see this is a lot more damage than what I'm using at the moment. So the items will just get stronger and stronger in terms of damage. But I think the crit chance has been nerfed heavily by a few percent, the maximum crit chance you can get. I'll sell this one because I do want to unlock the other skills. So far I only need 4 more levels to unlock those two. And I really don't care much about this anymore since we will only need it for blessings. Of course it will help to use it later on when I'm farming. If you want to farm blessings, pick Chaos 1 or 2. Pick this class, get Bloodlust to here, spam your Bloodlust on like shit tons of enemies, rinse, repeat. That's the best way I found for farming blessings, blessing fragment. Okay, let's do the next map. Although I believe by the time I reach somewhere about here, this is the Nurgle boss, the Act 1 boss. By the time I reach around this zone here, I would need to get some of that extra resistances. So I'm not sure if I should try going for that straight away. We'll see. Once I see a blockage, I'll just fork out to the side and do some other nodes. But my goal, as I said earlier, is this ring and this ring. Specifically this one first and this one second. I don't care much about that one here yet. Oh, Nurgle Swarm. This is a survival mode. I'm not sure whether it's random what nodes are put where, because it did seem to me that on rank 10 and rank 1 on the mage I was experiencing slightly different things in regards to how the nodes were arranged. Maybe it was just me not noticing. Okay, let's try and pick up the Bloodlust nodes. By the way, farming fragments can also be done well on this zone, because some of those zones don't end once the enemies stop. They don't stop spawning, so it's kind of an endless stream of enemies. And if you farm your Bloodlust, you would be able to farm some lots of fragments if you keep the enemies spawning. Probably not as efficient as per se. As you can see, those are shit tons of fragments. So even though they were nerfed, look at how many I got just now. And they don't stop spawning. Look at that. It's saying leave the area, but the enemies are still here. So if I decide to, maybe I can just keep farming those. But it's not as efficient if you're just moving through. Okay, now they stop spawning. Sometimes they wouldn't stop spawning on me. Maybe it's a glitch. But yeah, go to Chaos 1, Chaos 2, pick this character. As for Blaze JM, if you're still there, there's something about the blessing system that's different on each character. So if you want to be most optimal with the blessings, I'd suggest going for a mage level up first. Or at least second. After you level your main character, you would surely need the mage, so you can use the mage to bless your items with the maximum number of links. Because this character can have 3 links, the mage can have 4 links, Slayer can have 1 link, and the soldier can get 2 links. So I'm always giving my gear to my mage to link it for the other character when I feel like it. I've done it for the soldier, I haven't done it for this class yet. but I will need to, because now you get 0.6 crit chance per link instead of 0.5. So instead of 2 crit chance, you can get all the way to 2.5 crit chance per item. And since we have 10 items, that means instead of 20 crit chance from all of them, we can get 25. Or that means we can sacrifice some crit chance to get more armor or crit. Crit damage has been doubled. So if you can get crit chance from somewhere other than blessings, I would suggest using the blessings to get crit damage, because you get, instead of 20, you get 40 crit damage from blessing. That's a whole whopping 400% crit damage from the 10 items.
Is summoner build good for leveling?
For leveling, I was leveling with my summoner. I started off as the summoner build and I didn't have any issues with it. I really liked it, and now something that you may want to know. You can probably try mix matching summoner build with a trap. And if you get this passive, it gives you one more trap later on. But while you're leveling, I'd suggest going for the Fiver's Reckoning and Queen's Wrath. So try to get the Fiver's Reckoning 1 at least. Get it as soon as you can, and then as soon as you can get Queen's Wrath. Even though you would be doing the Summoner build, Queen's Wrath would be beneficial to any build. I wouldn't go all the way here. I did try going all the way here, but you can reset your skill points free now, so feel free to experiment. Maybe try even going all the way there with the skills. But I suggest going this route. Getting Seeds of Blood 1 isn't a bad choice while you're leveling, but the Fiver's Reckoning should be your priority while leveling up. Something that probably would help you while leveling is extra HP. So going this way would always be nice. Another thing that maybe would be nice is this node. Getting that extra 10% crit chance for 20 seconds. While you're leveling up, you wouldn't have much crit chance. So this is a good addition. For the cost of 5 skill points, you're getting what? 4% HP, 4% damage, and this 10% crit chance for 20 seconds after each elite kill. This is very nice for while you're leveling up before you move on to other skills. Getting that early health, and it's actually 12% health for 3 nodes. Investment. If you decide to go trap build, you can go this way for extra physical damage. But I'd suggest rushing the Fiver's Reckoning, rushing Queen's Wrath. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points that you need, 11 levels. So by the time you're level 11 or 12, you should have both of those and be ready to kick some ass with God skills. What chaos is this? Chaos 2, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely need to upgrade my gear before starting the Chaos 5 nodes and the Chaos 6 nodes. So I'll really need some of those extra resistances on the side later on. I'll see how far this can take me without upgrading any items or anything and keeping it the way it is. with the other. Would have started straight away with that resonance ring. And the resonance ring would go well with a trap build, it would also go well with spinning blades build. Anything that has a cooldown would go well. And spinning blades I can almost spam with this build anyway. Why am I blocked? I couldn't move. Okay, we have to avoid this wave, especially on the harder difficulties. This blue wave is the only difficult thing that can kill you in one shot. I think even if you have like 150k HP, I tested it on the mage, even then you can still get one shot. Another thing that may be good is at level 50 farming Chaos 7 chest, the horned chests. So if you manage to find horned chests, you can just, instead of completing the Chaos 7 map, you can run through the map, try
Is
to
this build
survive.
UIDE writes Nye best build for scout?
Probably it is currently the most damage dealing build, and it's easy to handle. It's very easy to handle. I have the build uploaded on YouTube. It's the Queen of Poisons.
You use right now.
Yeah, the one I use at the moment is I called it the Queen of Poisons in my YouTube channel, the build video. Of course, now we have those extra skills here, so it's kind of different. On my build video, I'm using this skill here, Master Archer, instead of Sure White Arrow. But this is level 3 there, instead of level 1. So this is just a pure poison build, but in order to make this build work, you need this specific dagger. Without this dagger, having all this health regeneration would not do much for you. It would still help you, but it wouldn't give you damage. I'd suggest while leveling up, for the passives, you can probably use something like, let's see. This won't be bad to use while leveling up. This is also nice to keep speeding through the map. Master of Poisons is a must-have if you're leveling up on a poison build. I'd suggest while leveling up, try to mix match traps and poison. Let's see which traps are poison from the low level traps. This is physical, this is physical, this is physical. But as soon as you get to this one, you can get a poison trap. This is kinda level 44 though, so probably traps are out of the way, out of the question. So something like a mixed poison summoner build maybe would be best for level. So spinning blades doesn't work well unless it's heroic. Elven shot though, while leveling up Elven shot is great. I was using a summoner build with Elven shot while leveling up and I was really happy with it. Just to show you what Elven shot is like, let's quickly do this. Energy, I would suggest going for Master Archer. This Master Archer is a very good one to get. So this, even though it's physical, what it does is it makes the enemies take extra 50% damage. So if you're using summon your dry enemies, and then you can just use this. Those are good skills you can start off right off the bat. You can get the physical damage once first, and then later on move to the poison damage. It's not a bad choice. Of course, you get that as well. You would need this skill. This isn't bad on bosses. On bosses, you can use this and just drop a few of them. They stack. They stack, so you can drop a few at the same place. Of course, you wouldn't have that much energy at high levels. but at WoW levels as I do now. But it's also a great skill to use while leveling if you don't have anything better. I would suggest avoid the traps until level 40 something when you can kind of unlock most of them. This skill probably I would also avoid, thorny arrows. If you want to see what it looks like, let me quickly show you. I just need some energy though. Well, I don't have the energy to show you, but let's... it's kind of like a rain of arrows that you have to channel. A channeled arrow raining. Okay, let's get back to this build. And did I sell? No, I... Also, if you want to just rush through the leveling process, you can skip all the dialogue. There is an option to automatically skip the dialogue in here. I'd also suggest not using display HP and energy as percentage. It's much more user friendly if you see the exact numbers. That's just a suggestion on my end, because that way you know exactly what your HP is as number. So this is automatically skip dialogue. It's pretty nice if you wanna kind of skip all the text and stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next note. But now it's pretty much easy to not worry about making mistakes with your build. You can keep resetting your skills, you can keep experimenting. While I was leveling up and the other people who started playing from the vanilla patch version, we kinda had to farm fragments if we wanted to reset our skill points. And before you reach the end game, it was kinda hard to farm those fragments. So you were kinda stuck on either living with the mistakes you made until end game and then resetting your skill points, or you have to reset the skill points and have not enough fragments to up all the skills you want. I ended up doing that on a few of my characters as I was leveling up. I reset my skill points because I didn't like the way I started developing the character. And then I ended up having some spare, what's it called, favor points. Some spare favor points that I couldn't spend because I didn't have enough fragments to place the skill points where I wanted them to. Okay, I might have to start concentrating, because those seem to be dying slow. I probably need to bring back my other energy gaining. For now, I'll just try and get as much gaining can do. Of course, even if I don't have energy, I can still spam my trap and my spinning blades. Okay, let's keep moving down. But yeah, as I said, probably the best way to level up at the start would be a mixture between summons and poisoning, or maybe physical and summon. Something that has summons in it would be great starting build until you kind of unlock more poison skills or more traps to try and work a different build up. Also make sure to collect as much gear as you can and to sell it. Even if it's white or blue crap that you won't need. While you're leveling up, try to sell as much gear as you can to the NPC. Try to pick up everything that drops. Also, you would be replacing your yellow gear with blue gear eventually if you find something of a higher level. So, levels matter more than rarity while you're leveling. You could have like a level 20 yellow and then at 23 or 4 you can get a blue that is better. So just don't bother much about the gear. Just do whatever gives you more stats. And if you rush it, it takes around 3.5, 4, up to 5 hours to complete the campaign, the quest. So it's not, oh, not give up, wrong button. Wrong button there, I wanted to do. My record so far has been on the soldier, which was the last quest I leveled up, and it was 3.5 hours to complete the whole campaign. But if I start a scout or a mage, probably I can do it again in about the same time if I skip the enemies. If I skip most of the enemies and just rush the bosses of the maps for each quest, like focus on the quest objective instead of killing every single enemy on the map. And make sure to use your bloodlust as soon as it hits the first orb. Don't wait for it to hit the second or third orb, because you'll be getting more fragments more often. Just like if you find a good crossway, something like on this map, you could get 4 streets merging like on a crossway. Then you can get enemies from each of those 4 ways, group them up, and then use your can probably face tank this guy. Let's see. Maybe what's this Chaos 2? Yeah, on Chaos 2 I should be able to face tank his one-shot skill. But I think after Chaos 3 or 4 I wouldn't be able to tank it.
I need to prepare myself for that.
Okay, I farmed back most of the fragments I paid. Wow, look at those spinning blades, they were still spinning. And yeah, as I said, the good thing is this doesn't cost energy and we can spam it every 3 seconds. So it will be a slow process gearing up every single character. I'll probably focus on a few of them. But it's reasonable. I thought the drop rates would be way worse. So I'm not surprised with the way they nerfed the drop rates. It's kind of okay. At Chaos 4, 5, 6, 7 you can see enough red items, and eventually every now and then you'll be seeing green items. So it's not as bad as I imagined it. I imagined I would need like 50 runs to get a green item, but I kind of didn't need 50 runs. Maybe like 20 or 15 to get a green item. That's not so bad if you can rush those runs. I do have to go back to my trap build later on, just to test how it is with the improvements they made to the broken passive that wasn't giving you the extra traps. Oh shit, I made a mistake, I should not have exited through this place. Thankfully it returned me back to this town. Maybe that's new from the patch, it always returns me to this town. So since this is poison, this is chaos, chaos assault. So Act 4, the hardest ones would be Act 4. Oh, there's a Norska Act 3, and then there's another Norska Act 3. There's the poison. Getting all those reduction to the health and to the damage of the enemies would really help you before going for the rings, but it would slow you down. But it's probably worth it. So if you're having difficulties, try going all the way to those nodes here. They are Chaos 1, maximum Chaos 1, and it will give you some easy buffs to yourself and the buffs to the enemies. So altogether you can get minus minus 10 armor, minus 5 HP to the enemies. You can get 30% corruption resistance for those, and you can get resistance to physical and resistance to what was it? I think just to physical, oh, and to poison. Then there's those here that are maximum chaos too, kind of a bit harder, but not so hard again. Whereas those nodes here are kind of difficult. I would save those for maybe after you've gotten the rings. Those here probably would be easier than those. A tad bit easier, but still kind of difficult, but it could help you get those before the rings as well. So if you don't want to rush for the rings, I'd suggest getting those here, getting those here, getting those 4 nodes here, then going for those potions, maybe just pick one. So I would suggest picking either the resistance or the power potion and getting those extra HP reductions here, and then going for the nodes after this one, which would be difficult. I'll see if I'll have to do this, but I'll probably do it now. Those enemies become very overpowered because when they die, they spawn a big pile of flames underneath you. They don't spawn them on their own location, but on the location of the player. And this flame itself can one-shot you if you don't have your potion ready for when the monster dies. And this is Chaos, even Chaos 4 can do that to you. Even if you have 150,000 HP, I've tested it on my mage, stacking my HP all the way to 150,000. Even then you can kinda get owned by those flames. So I think they should reconsider the way the skill behaves, and the flames should appear where the enemy is standing, not where the player is standing. Or having a delay so you hit, and the moment you would definitely get hit, regardless of what you're having wound on the dwarf, then any other would get hit by that burning field. Thank you Bruno Segara for the YouTube channel subscription if you're watching live at the moment. It's much appreciated. As you can see, I'm kind of rushing towards the final boss of the map. Once I've beaten like 100 enemies, I think the boss unlocks. I don't know the exact number, but I'm assuming it's around 100. Some bosses are kind of glitched. They have an endless amount of summons around them. I've seen a boss that had like 50 hound dogs on right next to him, so if you don't have a good ranged damage build, you can probably get pwned on those bosses. I had a few times on the mage where I had to swap to a different build because those bosses kind of have an endless amount of monsters spawning. Seems like a bug because the hounds that spawn are kind of stuck. Some of them are not moving and they're just standing still next to the boss, and the boss can't move because he's colliding with the dogs. So in a way it helps you make it easy for a ranged class, but the melee class can't even get close to the boss because you get one shot from the dogs. So there are some bugs that they really need to tweak. And I was talking about the corn boss at the moment. Also, I would always suggest starting from rank 1 and then moving all the way to like rank 10. On my mage, I finished rank 10 before the new patches today, and it unlocked the ranks all the way to 19. Although, as per the guide, it's saying it should unlock the ranks from 11 to 21 if you complete a rank 10. So maybe just a glitch before the new patch today. Okay, this might be a bit difficult. The one that's difficult to deal with here is the little guy. The guy that burns. Oh, wait, just a second. My headset needs to be recharged. Let me quickly plug the cable. Okay, don't plug the cable. So the big guys here are easy to deal with, but this guy that's following me, he deals shit tons of burning damage. At least when I was doing it for the first time on my mage yesterday, I kinda died a few times in this encounter after I killed the elites. With the poison build, I guess it's a bit easier because I'm just hit and running, hit and running. And on the mage, this encounter I had to do with my teleporting build, the Rifter build.
I need to prepare myself for that.
I think they've nerfed the fire. Before, if I stood on those flaming sigils for 3 seconds, I would be dead. Now I wasn't. So maybe they balanced some things. Or it could be because I'm playing on rank 1 instead of rank 10 this time. This can also explain why some things are a bit easier. So we're getting closer. We're getting closer, but I have a bad feeling that at some point I would get my ass kicked and I would just have to go back to farming some bonuses, bonus health reduction, damage reduction for the enemies. But this build seems kind of more tanky than my Rifter build, the Step Between Two Worlds build. And the Dryads do help because they're pulling some of the aggro away from me. Okay, let me get that Bloodlust. It's very easy to farm Bloodlust on this character though. Okay, I need that orb. Okay, almost full, and now we got full Bloodlust. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna gather all those enemies. I wish I could switch off the poison hour so it wouldn't kill the enemies. And now I'm using out. And it ran out. Okay, we got some decent amount of fragments. It could have been better if it was a more user-friendly space without those different pillars and and this is Chaos 3. So it's not so difficult to farm those. Of course, if you had more enemies, but most of the enemies died from my poison aura. So if you want to farm fragments, I would suggest taking something other than this set. I would suggest probably farming those on a trap build or on a summoner build. That way you can pull the enemies without killing them while walking around them with this poison aura. You would ideally you would want the little guys, the ones that die from 1 or 2 hits, to be alive, so then you can get some easy fast fragments from them. Let me quickly check for a good chest. Nope.
Time.
Okay, I'm not gonna kill this fat guy, the screamer. Oh, maybe I will. He died kind of fast, so why not spend a few more seconds? Oh fuck, he got healed. Well, now I have to get my revenge and kill the healer first. But yeah, that healer came out of nowhere. And that bastard is kind of full HP now. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him. I don't want to waste my time killing him. For now, I'm just trying to speed through the nodes so I can get to the Chaos 5 and 6 node. This one sometimes seems to be glitched and summons too many enemies, like 50 enemies around him. The same way the other one was summoning like 50 hounds. So maybe there is no limit to how many of those we can have. But with this build I can just spam my trap, spam my spinning blades. They keep ricocheting off of the walls and bouncing back towards the enemy. So we're getting close. Kinda halfway there now. So this build would go very well with Ring of Resonance. Each time I'm using this skill, that would make a shockwave around me. Each time I'm using a trap, it would make a shockwave around me, and the same when I'm using my god skills. I kinda have only 2 skills that don't use cooldowns, and that's my Sure Flight and my Reflex Shot. So this is pretty good build to combine with a Ring of Resonance. I think the dwarf would go very well with Ring of Resonance as well, especially if you're using the leaping skill. And if you have it down to like 2.5 second cooldown or 3 second cooldown, each time you jump with that, I forgot the name of the skill. Each time you jump with it, you would be doing a resonance wave, a shock wave upon landing. That's gonna synergize well with the skill itself. I also have to get rid of some stuff from this guy's inventory and sell some stuff. Everything I need. Just lay some traps here. Okay, I might go back to pick up some of those fragments. It wasn't too many though. I was expecting at least some more. Now we're ready to do the boss, it seems. Let's see if it's the 4 legs or the 2 legs guy. To change some of my skills, some of my passives, I picked up some things like this thing to make rushing the first few nodes easy. Maybe I should change it later to something else, because I'd much rather have something else now. But this damage reduction also would help me in higher levels, so it's not so bad. Guardian Spirit is also nice, but with this build I'm moving all the time a lot. So yeah. Okay, let's kill this guy and then we go. But yeah, this specific build seems to be easier to do the content than on my mage. But on my mage, as I said yesterday, I didn't have this unlimited resetting, so I was using the wrong passives for the builds I was testing. Here now I really need to get rid of some items because I only have a few slots left. I'm gonna try to keep one of each. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Although this is good wood quality, but I don't have enough items to bless it. Okay, 10.4k HP. Surely I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that for the wood quality for now. Okay, down to 51 slots. So here I'm using armor piercing, cooldown reduction, crit damage and damage, no crit chance. This bow seems kind of a bit more cooldown reduction, less damage though. This gives me cost reduction as well, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna try and get as far as I can there. We can now get weapons with like 7000 damage, so anything weak I'll try and get rid of. And just get rid of everything, fuck it. Just gonna keep one of each. Okay, I think that's enough. I've got 35, now I can wood without worrying. And Chaos 3 Champion of Change. Oh, this will be a wave. This will be a arena, circular arena with elite. Fuck, almost died there.
I need to prepare myself for that. I need to prepare myself for that.
This was close.
Oh, I need to focus. I'm hurt.
Oh fuck. And this is what I was saying. Those enemies, when they die, they spawn this right next to, right underneath you. So kind of OP. And the burning is still going on. As you can see, I'm still burning. And I can see the burning status down there. I'm seeing it as I walk. It's some purple flames coming from me, but this is a very overpowered and unreasonably overpowered monster. If the flame didn't go underneath your feet, maybe it would be kinda balanced if it spawned underneath the mob itself. And it would be more logical to spawn underneath the monster instead of underneath the player. Okay, and this flame is easier to deal with, the one that the enemy casts instead of the elites that we killed are much to kinda tank.
Oh, I need more time.
As you can see, I can tank his other damage if I just keep resetting my cooldowns. And I have a chance to reset my cooldowns on crit, which is exactly what a build like this would need. You want to be able to reset your cooldowns, and this is from this bow. That's why I want high crit chance on this character, so I can spam Queen's Wrath and the Father's Blessing and Spinning Blades. Something that I would suggest even on a summoner build, maybe this would be okay, so you can kinda spam your summons instead of using the packed bow, which would just give you what, some extra dryad summoned. So on a summoner build, I would suggest using Master Archer bow as well. Especially on the high difficulties, those little dryads that you can spawn from the packed bow are very weak. Even after the buffing, I think they're still weak. Okay, let's kill some easy targets just to get the kill count going. Okay, now let's move and group up some more. Okay, I think I've got quite some good blood was from those fights. Where is the healer? There should be a healer somewhere here. I want to kill him before he heals the big guy. Oh fuck! I kind of jumped right in front of him just when my blood was almost full. Okay, now there's no point for me staying here. Let's keep moving. On the very easy notes, I would suggest maybe instead of executors, putting dashing daggers. So as you just walk around the enemies, instead of stopping to kill them, they can die from the dashing daggers. You can see it. There's those blades spinning around me. It's physical damage, so the dashing daggers kind of are supposed to be the daggers for the trap build. But they can probably go well with summoner build as well. The thing is, the dashing daggers, as you can see, are only spawning in a very small radius, whereas the poison aura is all of that here. And the dashing daggers kind of maybe need to be buffed. Maybe need to make sure those daggers are not just one row of daggers, but two rows of daggers, like one around here and one around here. So maybe keep it to two daggers, but at different radiuses from you. That would be kind of a good balance for this dashing dagger.
Good evening.
Good evening, Wayne. Nice to see you another day
Bro.
today. I'm doing this character now. I'm nowhere near as done with the mage, but
I have a problem.
what problem have you got? Let's hear you out.
On my Valen.
On Volen, okay, I haven't walked in on him since the new patch. I've only walked in to do a video, but I haven't played around with the build. What exactly is the problem? If I can give some advice, I will be
I
able
can't
to.
use the Blade of Saland.
Blade of Solant? Which one was that? You mean Blade of Vengeance? Blade of Vengeance or Grudge Settler?
The 200% buff samage on taunt isn't working since the patch.
Oh. Well, that's not good. How do you know this 200% buff doesn't work? Because it makes the enemies take more damage, it doesn't make you do more damage, does it? I think it works in a way that it doesn't buff you, but it debuffs the enemies to take more damage. I'll have to check. Let me quickly walk after this boss fight, and I'll check exactly what the story is there. Oh shit, I'll have to kite more than I expected. I can't face
Actually,
tank
it
this
doesn't
boss.
work when I equip the full meteoric set.
Oh, so you're trying to combine it with the meteoric set. You mean it doesn't work when you're using the heroic taunt, but it works when you're using the normal taunt. I'll have to check it myself to see how it is. Shit, regen. Fuck. Why am I using
In all
dashing
other
daggers?
cases it does work. Yes, exactly, the improved taunt seems to be the problem.
Maybe it's a buggy taunt, we'll see. Ah fuck, so close man, so close. Just a second of what's it called, of not paying attention, and I accidentally jumped into the boss. It was going well though, so
Sorry.
this fight is pretty much the... No, it's okay, it's not your fault, it's my fault. Let me quickly check what the boss does. Each time a hero uses a potion, their max health is permanently reduced. When heroes take damage, their armor is permanent. Okay, this explains. This is a pretty nasty combination of map mods that I believe shouldn't be together for a fight like this. So this means I can just keep moving around, not taking any damage. This is how I need to do this map. If I just run in circles around the boss, I should be fine. Okay, now I just used the potion, so not good. Ah, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Focus. Not time. Oh, I need to prepare myself for that.
Okay, he's dead, he's dead. Good. Did it. So let me quickly check on Volen to see what exactly the problem seems to be. I should be able to see. In the meantime, let me quickly get that note unlocked. Yeah, my god skills are fucked, I know. Ah fuck, I took the wrong skills. I'll rework this. For now I'll do it the way it was before, but I have to rework it to include those extra crit damage now. So 1 point. I'll have to sacrifice those points later. For now I'll keep it like that. And later on I'll try to get all the way to here or to here. Maybe I can sacrifice 2 block chance, 8 block damage and 4% champion damage reduction for 26 crit damage and cost reduction, or 26 crit damage and some. I can get block chance from here. Yeah, I'll probably do something like that. For now, let's keep it that way. Let's see what you were talking about. So you're saying this shield, no, not this shield, this blade, Grudge Settler, doesn't work with the heroic taunt. So I need the meteoric iron set, I assume.
The meteoric set it is.
Oh, Sigmar's Blessing Superior was moved. Where was Sigmar's Blessing Superior? Before it was here. Now Sigmar's Blessing Superior. Oh fuck, they put it there? Really? Why would you put it there? Fuck's sake. Anyways, I'll just have to use Sigmar's Blessing regular instead of Superior. And I have 4 more skill points. Let's see, what can I put those 4 more skill points on? I don't need Mastered. It's too expensive to get Mastered, but I can probably... No, I need 2 more skill points for this.
It's in the retribution damage skill branch now.
Probably use some share rations. We'll see how it goes. But with pistolier build, I need more. I don't need all that block chance. Oh, actually, I still need block chance. I'll have to do something like this.
Meteoric build is now all about retribution damage.
Oh, it's all about retribution? Well... yeah, I see it. Well, I'll just try it the way it is now. Okay, I'm gonna try on Chaos 5, see how it works. Lesser Relic should be okay. Did you manage to get good damage with Retribution? Because Retribution damage wasn't working properly before. See, counter attack damage. Even though the set deals 325 counter attack damage, what does that counter attack damage? When an enemy takes counter
Yes.
attack damage? So if I do counter attack damage to an enemy, the other enemies take some extra damage from it. Okay.
It works new with the meteoric shield. It does
Oh, okay.
1000% now.
Wait, what am I attacking with? Yeah, this is not... I wanna build this. Okay, let's leave. I'm gonna try and reset it, but... I'm not stacking counter attack, so there won't be much point of me trying to do a counter attack build. I can try though, I can try.
The counter attack is not the problem.
Yeah, but I wanna make a build that I can kind of use, cause Pistolier doesn't fit well. What are you using for your mouse one? Like, what is your main damage Q? Are you using Pistolier? Are you using Justice of the Empire or Whirling Swash or Shielded Charge?
My main attack is the charge thingy.
Okay, I might try it to see how it works.
With counter attack and damage. But for
Okay.
AoE it's the counter-attack DMG itself, buffed with the improved taunt buff.
Okay, let me try just going on Chaos 4 so it's easier for this build. Just to check how it goes, something easy.
500% damage.
Counter attack damage 6 1. 871, barely anything. So how are you dealing that much damage? This build has serious problems with the cooldown. Yeah. Cooldown reduction 37.8. But yeah, if I decide to make a build for this, I will get rid of all these block chains and I will go for those things here. Or maybe I can get rid of those points here. Yeah, I'll probably get rid of those points here and then
I
get
got buffed
those points
10,000
here.
counter-attack damage.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know how to
But with
trigger the
bad
buff
gear.
though. Well, where does that counter-attack damage come from? Like, what skills are you using? For the passives, what does your god skills look like?
On the new red gear there is 350 damage.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the new red gear, so you're kind of stacking the new red gear. Okay. I think skill-wise, this build would need something like this.
And in the new god tree there is plus 170%.
Plus 170%? What do you mean, altogether?
Plus last banner. Plus god skill with 100% more damage.
Oh, I'm missing some counter-attack damage there. Anyways, that's not so bad.
But still taught's not the problem, the taunt is the problem. And it looked like you had the same problem.
Probably it must have been the same problem. Still don't know where to spend the other 4 points. So how do you know the damage is not working from the blade? Like, how can you tell? Because this damage would not show up. It would not show up on your stats here. It will show up as a damage number above the heads of the...
Carrot.
Well, I'd suggest instead of using this blade, using something like... This might be fine, but probably one of those two would probably be better. This would be better, do you know why? Because when you taunt an enemy, it actually counts as an attack. And if you taunt the enemy, it inflicts sacred burning.
Would make the instantly die, especially that's how the bosses worked prior to the patch.
Well, it's worth testing Magnus, because Magnus, when you taunt, it should count as an attack. And if the Magnus counts, the taunt counts as an attack for Magnus, that means every single enemy around you would have would have that buff. But for bosses, of course, Blade of a Grudge Settler would be better. Yeah, Grudge Settler probably would be better for bosses, but we'll see. Let me check quick. What relic hunts are you doing? Like, where are you testing it? Are you testing it on Chaos 5?
Chaos 3.
On Chaos 3, okay. Well, I'm testing now on Chaos 4 just to see how it is. It shouldn't be that difficult, it shouldn't be too easy.
Explorations.
Oh, you're doing expeditions, okay. So yeah, they don't seem to die too easy. What about if I remove this sword and put Magnus's gift? I'm gonna try with Magnus's gift, see how it goes. Yeah, taunt. Do you see that this is Sacred Burning, and the Sacred Burning is casted with taunt? Oh no, I don't even need taunt. I have the Meteoric Shield. The Meteoric Shield is doing the damage and it's causing the Sacred Burning. So I'd assume using this is better, probably. Because you can stack more than 200% damage that way. That way each enemy gives you, as you see, 50% damage for each enemy. So if you have 10 enemies, that's 500% damage. So for this build you would want the Magnus's Gift. Maybe for bosses the Grudge Settler would be better. But I would assume the Magnus's Gift is better for a Heroic Taunt build. Because the Meteoric Iron Shield, as I said, does that extra physical damage which causes the Magnus Gift to proc. So in a way this probably is the better option for doing relic hunts and stuff like that. Although I'm not convinced that this damage is really working properly as well. Let me gather up some more. Yeah, this build, I'm not convinced a counter-attack damage build would be worth it for Chaos 5 and up. And I've gotten everything that that can give me counter-attack. Look at this, it's only 2.5k damage, that's barely anything. How are you getting so much counter-attack damage? What did you say you...
New red
You said
items and
something
blessings.
about 1000%. Oh, new items and blessings, okay. And how much is the number you're seeing here? The counter-attack damage number, that's not percent but flat damage. How much is it here, there? This number.
In the end,
Well, just by default how much it
with
is.
everything,
Just without anything, the flat one. I don't know what you're doing to stack it to that much.
memento please.
Okay. You can also tell me how much, what you're doing to get that much counter-attack, even like what skills you're using to get it that much. Like, are you stacking things?
$6,485.
And do you think this is good? So, after you add up all the buffs, how much is the number then? After you do the buffing and everything?
12,181.
12,000. It still doesn't seem like a good amount of counter-attack damage. I think before the patch, when I experimented, I could get it all the way to 15,000-16,000 when I was stacking some things. And even then it wasn't as good as I supposed it would be at first.
The shield give SU 1000% buff.
This shield? Which shield? You said meteoric iron shield before.
So 121,181.
Wait, what shield?
Meteoric shield.
I'm using the meteoric shield. Are you sure? Maybe you're thinking of... Do you mean this shield? Shield of Revenge.
Yes, the damage you're dealing is accurate to your counter-attack ABSE damage. Base.
Yeah, I'm using this shield and I'm not seeing this increase. So I'm not sure exactly what would that be. Maybe I need to use Shield of Revenge?
Because you don't have that high amount of base counter-attack damage.
Look, I can get it to 15,000 with this shield. And with this shield to 16,000, even more if I taunt and stuff. 29,000. But do you mean this Shield of Revenge? Because you're saying Meteoric
but that's not
Shield.
Working, bro.
You're saying Meteoric Shield, but my Meteoric Shield doesn't say anything about increasing the counter-attack damage. So is it Shield of Revenge, or is there a new version of Meteoric Iron Shield that I need to kind of...
You don't understand. It doesn't say it, but it is working like that.
Okay, I'll have to test it. I'll let an enemy keep hitting me.
May your faith in Sigma protect you.
Well, it's kinda hard to tell when I'm using Sigmar's Wrath, it's burning the enemies. But yeah, anyways, enough experimentation,
the
I'm
two
gonna go
numbers?
back on the...
Protect you.
The on is 10k. The second 100k.
I don't see... Oh. Yeah, but 100k is
Now
very
you see
low.
carrot.
Yeah, I see it, but it's very low. That's barely any damage worth it for kills 6, 7 and 5. You need things like 2, 3, 11 million even if you can get it. Like, even if it's 1, 2 or 3 million, it's fine. So yeah, maybe it's possible with green gear. But I don't think...
I'm doing 1 mio now.
You're doing 1 million, that's quite nice. So
Sadly it's not critting.
with green gear you would be able to deal a lot of damage. Let me try and put the other blade.
You'll not take me alive. I can't do that right now. May your faith in Sigma protect you.
So you're doing 2 mil with the Grudge Settler
With
without the
working
heroic
talk, it would be
taunt.
4 mio.
I would suggest kind of trying to not use the heroic taunt if you can, but probably you won't be able. So this is the counter-attack damage that you're talking about. When an enemy takes counter-attack damage, all nearby enemies take a percentage of this damage. And this additional counter-attack damage. It says 1.5 mil on the armor, as you can see. 1.6.
No, the taunt is the set bonus, yes exactly.
May your faith in Sigma be consumed with our flames.
This will be nice when... You know what will go well? Ring of Resonance. When you use Ring of Resonance with Taunt, or any other of those skills that have cooldown on this build, and that's basically every skill. This build doesn't have a single skill that doesn't have a cooldown. So we really need Ring of Resonance from the invasions to make this build even more powerful. But report this to the developer, say that the Grudge Settler doesn't work. And for the time being, I would suggest probably using Magnus's hammer to get that extra damage buff. In the meantime, let me go back to my elf and keep doing my
I will.
what's it called? Invasion. But yeah, for the invasions, you really do need that Ring of Resonance.
UT, thanks for testing it for me.
No worries, it's good for you to tell me this, cause now I kind of have an idea about making this build work later on, once I get to this character. Now let me keep going towards the ring. If I manage to get the rings for this character, I'll move on to getting the rings for the other characters instead of doing all the other nodes. So kill enemies, what's Chaos? Chaos 4, okay, we're already at Chaos. Okay, yeah, they're getting more difficult. I haven't debuffed them. And red started dropping. Should I even bother with those or just keep moving? Maybe just this guy. Alright, the two of them are kinda low now.
Prepare myself for that. Focus. I don't have the energy. Oh, it's too... Oh, I need to focus.
Okay, quite a few of them here.
For that. Energy. Time.
Oh, where did this guy come from? Easy kill. I probably need to return my other energy generator, even though it's not poison. Oh fuck. I kinda didn't see this guy attacking. Okay, let's kill the easy ones.
Prepare myself for that. Tired. I need to prepare myself for that.
But yeah, I would still much rather on the what's it called, on the warrior, on the soldier. I would try making justice. Oh fuck no! Wrong button, wrong button. I really think they should put the give up somewhere on the side instead of one next to the other.
The hammer LOL, just testing
No,
it.
I have to do that all over again. Fuck. Yeah, I'm telling you, the hammer is probably better for this set. I will keep using my Solon set on the soldier because I really want to try and make the Solon set work. But meteoric set is also fun. Now all that progress in the current map erased in a matter of like a second when I click the give up by accident. I do think they need to make the give up be on the side instead of under the one. Or maybe be above at the top. I don't know. I keep clicking the one underneath every time, so if I could move it I would. I was so close to getting the number of monsters needed to
The
kill.
Solan set is the old meteoric set. I liked it pre-patch,
Yeah, I
especially
know.
against bosses.
Well, it's not exactly those meteoric set because it still has the cooldown reduction on block chance. They kind of mixed it up. They only switched around the shield, not the shield but the two skills, the heroic skills. Of course I liked it more the way it was before. I'm kinda disappointed of what they did now. But you can't please everyone. I would much rather have the taunting to go together with the Solon set, which is the block chance set, instead of going together with the meteoric set. But at least people are not only using Skaven Cure now. Before, the Skaven Cure was kind of OP, with buffing banners as heroic and giving you heroic pistolier. So now it's kind of letting people have choices between the three builds, and all three builds would be kind of viable, I guess.
I don't have the energy.
Before, the other builds were also viable and I liked using them, but the Skaven Cure seemed kind of more powerful than the other two before.
I need tools.
I hated the old Skaven set. Now Valen is my main.
Volan is quite nice now. The old Skaven set it was good, but it was kind of too good to have it in the game the way it is.
Myself for that. I need more time.
Fuck. I didn't even see what hit me, but I saw my character stuttering and then dying. I think I got stunned by one of those flame traps, and then once I got stunned, the boss killed me with his one-hit attack, one-shot attack.
Oh, I need to prepare myself for that.
But yeah, they did kind of really balance out some of the things in the game. The only thing that people thought was bad was the gear chance, but it's kind of okay. Yeah, on the low difficulties you may not be seeing as many reds, but you still would be seeing enough reds and even green later on the higher difficulties. And it's a proof that I've already got like two. No, actually, I've got three not red but green drops. I have a weapon, I have boots from one set, and I have I think chest armor from the other set on my map. Oh, in a day's work. So it's not so hard to get green stuff. You just kind of have to grind. And I'm liking the way that they added damage to the gloves. Now we can have some very powerful gloves with nice crit damage and damage combo. Okay, how am I doing with the invasion? Am I getting to... yeah, Nurgle. This will be very difficult. This might take a few tries. Ah fuck! I think I couldn't move. I tried dodging. Why is there no try again? That's kinda bullshit having to go back to the town instead of retrying. Even if it's healing the boss to full HP,
I just
before
had
on the bosses...
450,000 damage shown on my items in the inventory, as counter-attack damage.
Nice. Oh fuck. This will take a while to complete. And why is there no retry button? I wanna retry without having to port back to the town. Okay, now what I'll need here will be a bit of my crit chance is okay. Maybe let's get rid of the wood drop and get some HP. Where was the HP? Okay, I don't think there's much I can improve more besides my poison skill, poison passive. If I keep dying, I'll have to farm those corruption resistance and poison resistance nodes. Where was the poison resistance? I think there was some here somewhere. Okay, there is some poison resistance here maybe. Wow, where is the poison resistance? I can't find it. Maybe down here? No.
Right. Above.
Oh, resistance
Upper
to
ridge.
poison, there we go. So just 10%, I can't get more than 10%. Okay. I'll try a few more times, see if I can complete it. Alternatively, I can just get a lot of HP in my gear and then I'll do it with trap build. Ah fuck. I forgot about the one shot. But I don't know why they did it that way. You have to go to the city. That's just an extra fucking loading screen. an extra few seconds to move here instead of just clicking retry. Ah fuck, what the fuck was this? I didn't see the laser.
Oh, I need more time.
I wish they would show more numbers after the 1M. Like 1,23 EG.
Yeah, it would be quite nice to know. Well, this won't do. I'll need some more buffs. So let's go grab that poison resistance. I'll need to get that poison resistance for sure. I'll need to get some corruption resistance. I could try doing it on the summoner build, but it will take forever.
Third red item in the last 5 ins, what's going on right now? I play on PC with controller, which should be similar to the controls for console. I agree that the jump of the Slayer is quite unreliable, he jumps to whatever enemy is highlighted. But I have absolutely no issues controlling my Woodell.
So this will take a while, unlocking that poison resistance, and even with that poison resistance I don't think I'll be able to complete this boss unless I change my build to something else. Let's see, what can I do in this place for some extra HP? I can get HP from here if I lose that extra armor piercing. So I'm gonna lose a lot of damage if I do this, but it kinda should be okay. So let's try the boss again, see how it goes like this. No enemy nearby, maybe that won't do me any good in this current state. So instead of something with no enemy nearby, so 123,000. Now my damage is quite lower than before. Let's see if we can survive the poison if we stay inside it. Not really. Maybe at the first few times I can survive it, but then when we move on to the next phase I won't be able. Yeah. I'll keep the build the way it is now and I'll keep doing the other expeditions. Just to decrease the enemy
The
HP, the
hammer
enemy
works way
damage.
better than the sword with 50% more DMG on block, still want the 200% damage on taunt to work properly.
Okay. So you're using the hammer now? Yeah, the hammer is it's not a bad choice to get that hammer for the time being
Gem.
until they fix the grudge settler.
The meteoric shield is the MVP of the set though.
Oh, of course it is. It really works well with the hammer. It synergizes well with the hammer to proc that extra sacred damage. So it's really nice having this meteoric shield. I should not have taken this, as it lost me 5% HP. I may try and remove it later. For now, I'll play as it is. I'm gonna try and get some red items with better HP, so I can try and get my HP to like 150,000, see how it will go there. I really think this monster, the one that can spam pulling you, needs a nerf, needs a cooldown on that pull. Because he can kind of pull, then pull again, then pull
BRB.
again without having any cooldowns. Okay, going to see you later, dude. You're back. Okay, am I going this way? I think this way is where we need to go. Let's try and get this guy before the healer heals him.
More time. Oh, I need to prepare myself for that. The energy.
Okay, we got some fragments. Not much, but still better than nothing. It's a bit slower to move around on this class compared to the mage.
I need to focus. The energy. Time.
Oh, I've already unlocked the creature. Let me just rush towards the creature then. Now we kinda have to defeat the big guys and the healers first. Otherwise we'll keep getting pulled and the boss will keep getting healed.
Focus. Energy.
The good thing is we can pull the big guys up here. The healers too.
Energy.
Okay, now the healer is dead. I can try and focus the boss.
Energy.
Oh, this will take a while until I unlock that extra poison resistance, and what else can I unlock? I think I can unlock some minus 5% damage for the enemies. So, resistance to poison minus health for the enemy, minus armor for the enemy, and extra corruption resistance would be welcome. All of those are needed. let's find a good place to farm some fragments. Okay, I think this is it, the place we... Okay, I think I got enough kills, let's wood the fragments now. Quite a few drops. I picked up some on my way while I was moving, but not much. I still prefer resurrecting with fragments instead of with gold though. Even when it costs me like 100 fragments to resurrect, I still think it's kind of better if you need the gold to buy some relic hunts. Especially now that we can respec without wasting fragments. The only thing we need fragments is for the blessings. And we can kind of exchange fragments from one type to the other all the time. So the ones that drop more eventually will be way more than the ones that don't drop as often. Even though we always pay the exact number of each type of fragment, when we are kind of blessing, most of the times we are focusing on a certain type or two types of gems. For me, I'm kind of focusing on green and red for crit chance, and maybe either of those for HP or damage. I think now with blessings giving 40% crit damage, it's very nice to try and find crit gems from someplace else and keep stacking that 400% crit damage on the gear. So if you can get your crit chance to 50% or 45% without blessings, then you can get that 400% crit hit damage from the gear. And by default you have around like probably 200%, so you can get it all the way to like 600% crit hit damage. This should give you some hits in the line of like 5-6 mil maybe, when you buff up a build properly with green gear and stuff like that, or with new red items. So as I am at the moment, am I using any crit damage? Just to check, I'm using 15, 30, so 40 crit damage altogether I think on my gear. Which means if I have 40 crit damage and it's 309, this can go all the way to 660, but then I'll have to lose around 15% crit chance. But since we can now get 2.5 crit chance per item, I can still kind of get around 500 crit damage and 45 crit chance, I think. Especially with this skill, this gives you extra 5 crit chance. That's like 2 items worth of the crit chance, which can immediately transfer into 80 crit hit damage. So if you use this passive, that immediately frees up room to change something on the gear. I can probably, let me check if actually I'll wait to get some new drops, because I'm still using my old armor and stuff. And I'd rather not blaze the old one, which will change soon, for something with the new stat. You can see some of the new weapons have around 7000 attack. 7000 something attack instead of like 5000.
Prepare myself for that.
Okay, getting close to that note. Places maybe they fixed that, because I didn't notice an increase on the. This was like some nice blessing from RNGesus, something completely unexpected.
What difficulty do green items drop?
On the lower difficulties you have lesser chance of them. So I'd say try to farm them on Chaos 3, 4. If you can even Chaos 5, it's gonna be nice. I assume you probably won't be able to do Chaos 6 or 7 now, without having at least some new red items. What everyone needs to do first is to farm the new red items. The new red items have more stats than the old red items. And once you have a few of the new red items, then you can get some of the red and the green items.
Even on Chaos 1 and 2.
Yeah, of course it's possible. It's completely RNG, so you just need to be lucky to get it on a lower difficulty. But it's also possible to farm Chaos 1 and 2. Farm those relic hunts. Let me do a relic hunt quickly, just for the world. Let's do Chaos 2, something fucking easy. Let's do a Grand Relic Hunt. And let's see our luck. Just a gamble there.
The dev said that Relic Hunts is the was to go for greens.
It is the best way to go because the Relic Hunt is the only extra wood chance. Extra wood drops. You can't get, what's it called? What was the exact name? Wood quality? You can't get extra wood quality on boss hunts. So it's better to go relic hunts because, as you see, the Grand Relic Hunt gives you 900% extra wood drop on top of the Chaos rank. So Chaos 7 with maxed out Relic gives you around 4.5k, 4.2, 4.5k wood quality, depending on what your gear is and whether you're using the Lucky Charm passive, this one. So yeah, even the lower ranks would eventually give you, if you like do 100 runs on Chaos 1 or Chaos 2, I believe you should be seeing at least one green item for those 100 runs. And that is if you're very unlucky. If you're very lucky, you might see even 2 or 3. And what you can do is you can go on Chaos 7 And just even if you die, you can keep running towards the horn chest, the chest with horns. Grab those chests, then leave, without completing the map. That's something like kind of a way to cheese it. Get some Grand Relic hunt, Chaos 7, get the chests and exit the map. So many people do farm this way. I had a viewer before the patches who was advising me to level up my dwarf, not to level up my dwarf, but to gear up my dwarf that freshly hit the end game. To just do that, I tried doing it. It was kind of boring, but it was kind of okay because it was giving me red items back then. So of course we didn't get lucky this time on the boss, but let me quickly check for a chest with horns. Sometimes it's around the boss. I've still got something red, not bad. Let's check the other way. But if you've noticed, the horn chests kind of tend to stay in 2 or 3 different places on the map. If you learn where those places are, each time you get that specific map, you can just run to those places, even if it's Chaos 7. If it's Chaos 7, you would probably need, if you're doing that type of farming where you're not fighting enemies, kinda rushing for chests, I would suggest to pick all the HP nodes, so you have more HP, get some damage reduction skills, and find the fastest speed runs build. Like on the mage, I would suggest using the heroic step between worlds and a lot of energy. So what did we get now? We got a new Eternity Helmet, almost 400 counterattack damage, 26 wood quality. Of course, if you're farming chests, stack up wood quality on every single piece of gear you can. It's a cheese way to do it, but it's kind of effective. So as you can see, before the amulets used to give 9% wood quality. Now this gives like up to 30 something. So I'm gonna slowly start getting rid of the old items. This Eternity Helmet doesn't give much HP, so I'll just keep it for the wood quality in case I decide to farm. Let me go back to my invasion runs because I'm trying to get this poison resistant. This overpowered fire that spawns on you when the enemy dies. Okay, good thing my potion regen. But yeah, you can see this. If you go for Chaos 5, that's 3.5k, and adding the 900 from a Grand Relic hunt means 4.4k damage, not damage but wood quality. 4.4 just from the bases, and then you consider your gear. If you have like if you have all your gear except the weapons giving you wood quality, and each of them has at least 20, that's 8 items, 20, that's another 160 roughly. If you can find weapons with wood quality, you can get it all the way to like maybe 200 just from the items, maybe even more, maybe like 250 just from items. So it's always good to save some wood quality items. Even if you're not doing Chaos 7, if you're doing like Chaos 1, easy Chaos 1, but you're getting another 250 wood quality just from items. so it will feel as if you're doing as if you're doing Chaos 2, because it increases with 300 for each Chaos difficulty. So Chaos 3 with a full set of 30% per item, 10 items, means you're doing a kind of Chaos 5 for the difficulty of Chaos 3, wood wise. Maybe the most optimal would be farming Chaos 3 with full wood find magic find set. Because Chaos 3 isn't that much hard compared to Chaos 2 and 1, but compared to Chaos 4 before, it used to be kind of a big jump from 3 to 4 in regards to how hard some of the enemies hit. Okay, getting some of those fragments. I wanna check something. If I were to equip my dashing dagger, yeah, maybe it's better for easy content, it's better maybe to go for instead of executors. So it is required to invest a lot of time in order to finish the invasions, because if you wanna be able to get those, some builds would have difficulties without unlocking some of those extra buffs and debuffs for yourself and the enemies. And you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 17, 18. 18 of those nodes that you can get. Those would be a bit difficult to get because they require Chaos 4, but still not so hard. And those require Chaos 3, so again not so hard. Those two are kinda difficult to get though, because that's like Chaos 5 nodes and you have to go past this one. This one, once you get past it, the next ones aren't as difficult. I can tell you this, that it starts getting difficult at Chaos 6. This is where the boss fights are kinda long. Even if you can kill it, it will take a long time to kill without new red items. So you would ideally take the ones before. That reduces the enemy HP and damage. And you would probably want some of that chaos resistance, so you would take less damage over time. It's kind of very Maybe I should start unwalking those after Chaos 1. Three more nodes. Let's say 4, 5, 6, 7 nodes, because I'm gonna get all of those here. I've already unlocked everything until now, so why not grab all of those? I'm happy they've added such an item in the game. Build for this class, something that uses crippling blade. Probably the trap build might be what I'm looking for there, with physical damage oriented. Goes well with
Prepare myself for that.
there's something about this skill that I don't know whether this version, the second version of this skill, I don't know whether this extra 50% damage applies to the enemy and works regardless of what skill you hit it with, or whether it has to be just percent damage.
I need to prepare myself.
If someone knows, it would be nice to share the info, because otherwise I can just hit him once and then start attacking with my other attacks, but it also doesn't say for how many seconds. Slow to rooted enemies take more damage, but I'm assuming from this skill only, not from others. It should be just from this skill, the way it's written just sounds like it is that. Oh, good thing I'm here.
Prepare myself for that.
Hunting Shadows, would that be a boss fight or survival with many elites? In any case, it seems to be a arena map. Those are kind of my favorite maps now from the invasion mode, the arena maps. Just a sec. Okay, I'm ready. I was just checking my stream. Oh fuck, it's this map. I hate this map. Now I have to find the exit. If I remember correctly, if it's the same way it was before, it should be kind of that way. Then I have to find the dungeon, then exit the dungeon, then enter again, I think, and then I can reach the exit from the forest. Okay, we found the exit here. Did I find it from the first time? Oh yeah, nice, I found it for the first time now. And I revealed the map. As you saw, there were like 5 different exits and entrances that lead you to different areas. This time I kind of got lucky. Instead of going to the fake ones, I found the correct one. Okay, reputation 17. So at 18 we are unlocking, what was it? The extra damage. And then at 20 we are unlocking treasure hunters. All of those are each 2 levels. So level 20, 18, 16, 14, 12. Okay, so let's do this one first. So forking out is a good investment for survivability and extra damage to the enemy. Instead of rushing towards the ring first. If you can't handle it like me at the moment, I kind of got stuck on that Nurgle boss. Then it's a good way to just fork out, get all those different buffs on the left side, on the right side, then on the other left and right side right before the south side. Even getting those cooldown reduction skills might be nice. Or that skill where you get extra 50% crit damage, that's also a good thing to have as a passive. I think it was, where was it? This one. I have it on the mage, it's nice. For 4 seconds extra 50% crit. Another thing, this is also nice for extra damage or for extra damage reduction. Movement. But then you have to kind of get hit to be able to use it.
Mom personagem.
Hey Drak, nice to have you in my YouTube channel. What do you mean, bomb personagem? Bomb personagem? Is that not in English or? If that was meant to be something in English, I kinda don't understand exactly what was meant. Bomb persona gem. Oh, not Relic Hunt. Okay, now let's keep moving. Did we get this note? Yeah, we did. Now we have Chaos. Let's do the very hard ones first. But for all the negative feedback this patch has been getting, I think it doesn't deserve that much negativity. I think they did a lot of good things in regards to balancing some builds compared to other builds. Of course, I'm not happy with some of the changes, but the majority of the changes I'm happy with, like maybe, let's say 80% of the things that got changed I'm happy with. I can live with the reduced drop rates. I've played way worse drop rates on many other games, so this is kind of one of the better ones in regards to drop.
You find any
Hopefully they
greens yet?
same. I found 3 green items and I've
There are
also
just
unlocked
too
the
many
green.
bored Diablo 3 kitties hating on the Steam forums right now.
Yeah, I guess so. Also, hello Bahama Best 242, nice to see you in my Twitch channel. Welcome to the Struck Club build. As for greens, I found greens on my mage. I can show you after this map what I found. I found the whitening set boots. I found sentinel weapon. Silent Sentinel I think was the full name. And I also found the Dragon Tamer armor. As well as the rings. You can get those rings from the invasion. So here you're getting Ring of Resonance, Ring of Shadow and Ring of Dex. If you're wondering what those rings look like, I can quickly show you the stats. So you know kind of what builds you can make with those rings. This mage at the moment, his
Cool.
build is kind of messed up. I messed up the build when I stopped playing today with him, but this is kind of, let's go, chest, boot, weapon, rings. So this is Ring of Resonance, a great ring, amazing ring even I can say. This is Ring of Dexterity, it's not bad. And the alternative is Ring of Shadow, grants a chance to dodge hits. It doesn't say how much, so I don't know. And this is the Relentless Sentinel. This gives me 6.7k damage. It gives me 14 crit chance, not too bad. Some armor piercing cooldown reduction, but look at the HP, 16.9 thousand HP. This is shit tons of HP, and this is 17.1 thousand HP, and this is this doesn't give HP, but gives a lot of the other stuff like 4.5k armor. Here it's 5.2k armor. So you can see they're kind of okay, and this is like 4000 damage on a ring, another 4000 on a ring. And look at that. Do you see this shockwave? The secondary shockwave. So this is what I mean by Ring of Resonance. So if you're using this build, I can quickly show you on like, let's go Chaos 3. Let's go to Chaos 3 maybe. In the meantime, what have I got here? 10 points I can put somewhere. Maybe let's do something like this. Or wait, maybe more energy. Can I get more energy? Maybe not right now. Okay, yeah, let's just I'm kind of a work in progress in this build, so it will be kind of weak at the moment. I haven't worked it out, I was experimenting. But I'll just do something like this. I'll grab this blade here just so I can use that those kill points. And now let's start a map. Enemy armor, enemy damage, magical tornadoes randomly appear. Maybe this won't be that bad. Maybe we can deal with it.
Best.
Perfection requires patience. I should have
Thank you,
served
Drak, for this. I don't know what's the best, but probably do you mean the build? Because the build is kind of far from being the best I can get for this set. But I'll try to work it out eventually. Okay, that's the magical tornadoes. Let's just keep moving.
power.
As you can see, for Chaos 3, it's kind of 3. It to work for Chaos 5 and 6. Because I kind of did something to the passives now. I decided to try and do something like this without taking this note and without taking this. So I took some extra HP here, but I think I need to try going this route. Maybe it might be worth it going this route for absorption. I'll have to keep experimenting to try and get it work. The fire build would be much easier to make, something with Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire would be easier to make as a build, and it would be tankier to make a Breath of Fire build.
My spells need more power.
But as you can see, I'm teleporting and oh fuck, what happened? I think I went inside a tornado and it kept pushing me back. Yeah, it was probably one of the tornadoes.
Magic is not ready yet.
And I'm not using my green weapon, but if I were
My
to use
mage
the
is
green
very
weapon...
weak. Guero dias are full.
Requires patience.
If you want an okay build for the mage, I can quickly show you one. I can show you an okay build with Breath of Fire that can probably take you all the way to Chaos 4-5. You may die a lot on Chaos 5 if you're not careful, but it will probably be
Conserve my energy.
better and easier to survive with such a build.
I should
Let me
conserve
quickly finish this map. Let's wood the final chest and see what I can suggest to you as a build until you kind of get used to playing
spells
with
need more power.
the build. Maybe before you get used to it, you can try and sacrifice some damage and crit chance and put more HP in the armor. It's what I did in the first 2 days of the game. I put HP in all my gear, but for the skills, not fan skills. Oh, I forgot that I didn't even notice those skills are here. Okay. So for the god skills, I would go for something like, let's see, we need Aether Blast. And they moved it before it was here. Before it was here, so that was a lot of HP that you can get. I'm not sure how well it will go, but let me reset again and let me try and take that tanky route. This is nice, and if you can get it all the way to continuity 3, maybe it's gonna be even better. Sadly, we won't be using what's it called? We won't be using Aether Blast. We would have to use Etheric Storm now. with Breath of Fire if you want the build the way it used to be before. But this doesn't make sense, putting Aether Storm where you get the minus cooldown reduction nodes, where this is the big cooldown skill. But you're probably gonna rely on resetting your cooldowns with crits. So you probably wouldn't want this node, but you might try taking it. What you would need is some energy. You don't need those nodes here, because you're not gonna be doing magical damage. So you can actually still get Aether Blast for this build the way it was before. But I probably have to reset it again. So I'll actually grab this node. I'm not gonna grab all the way to here. So let me try again. What you might need is this at first. Then you need some HP and damage reduction. So you probably would be using this instead of that one. This is fine. This isn't bad if you can get a workaround to go all the way there, but basically you'll be using this passive, and the energy passive, along with some others from your tree. Now you probably need some more damage, but with just 1 point, I'd go for something that's worth it. 3 armor piercing is fine. Etheric Storm 3 is also fine. And what else? Maybe extra HP. Maybe let's try work it out this. Now, you're not gonna use this set, you're gonna use Morval set or whatever it was called, this set. And you're gonna be using this weapon. If you can't find a green, of course, use a red one. I kinda sold mine once I got the green one. So you're gonna be using Relentless Sentinel, you're using Soul Fire, because you will be burning enemies with some of your skill. Here I would take Akshi Missile 2 or 1. Let's see. Number 1 would be... We'll see what we'll put for number 1, but first of all we need this here. We need maybe this here. Let's put the number 1 would be this. You could try either of those, but I believe actually you need this one, you don't need the magical damage. So let's do this one then. Yeah, let's do Etheric Storm instead of Aether Blast. Ideally, this is nice because it gives you damage reduction, even though it does magic damage. Maybe you can try doing something like this. If you do 1 on you, then you can teleport and it will explode around you where the enemies are. So what else are we doing? We need some more passives. We have 36 points, so enough to put this and this. This is nice to use, and we can probably remove... You have a lot of HP, so this would remove a lot of HP, but you still have 147,000. So if you want, you can go for wood quality, otherwise you can go for HP. Or maybe for more energy. But I think maybe getting something like this would be fine. And let's put this here, and let's get one more passive skill. And this will be this one, continuity, and there we go. So if you want some more skill points, like if you want to upgrade something, you can downgrade something else. But I think this works well. And now if I were to go to Chaos 3 with this build, it won't be a bad choice. And this is a very good, easy build to start with. Of course, you won't have as much health as me with red items. You would probably have 135, 140,000. But the thing is, you would be staying passive static for a lot of the time. And this boosts your damage when you're staying passive. It also gives you a lot of damage reduction. And you can sacrifice some crit hit chance with this set and invest in crit hit damage. I'm still using my old crit hit chance. You can see 2 instead of 2.5. So here I'm using 40 instead of 20, so this is the new one. Here I'm using health even, probably I need to change it. And maybe I've equipped the wrong just do that for now to get some extra crit damage.
Oh.
But this is kind of it for an easy build that is okay to survive. Let's try and play a bit. But if you see 5 million, did you see that? 5 million hit just now. And I think this was from, oh fuck, wait, I need to leave the area because I changed something on my gear. This removed my heroic skill. So this removed this skill. What was it called? Heroic skill, where is it? There we go. So this was missing because I unequipped and equipped some. Now I can quickly show you without changing anything. Let's go back. Demonic portals regularly appear, okay. So this is a more tanky build. Of course you can still be careful with it, because you would still be dying if you let too many of them hit you at the But the idea is while you're standing inside your blinding light and you're standing static, you're stacking buffs. Look at this, 156 attack. It can get even better. It can get even better if you stack some more things. And let's see the teleport for the Ring of Resonance. And this skill is used to kind of slow some of the enemy's projectiles. Also it slows the enemies and the enemies take 25% more damage when they're standing in there. It's good for bosses, it's good in general because you can move it with you with spacebar. So you can cast it and you can move around and keep it going with you. But of course when I'm moving I'm using my teleport. There was an item that reduces the cooldowns when you crit, and it was a ring, and I've unequipped it so it kind of broke the build. But since I'm using the green items, which was the item? I think this one, Ring of Radiance. So if you find a good Ring of Radiance, maybe you can use that and the Ring of Hotek before you get Ring of Dex and Resonance. Maybe Ring of Dexterity won't be as good if you find a good Ring of Radiance, because you're not using the skills that generate energy so often. So I would suggest instead of using Ring of Dex, using Ring of Radiance. I can even do that now. I'm gonna lose, of course, some crit hit damage and crit hit chance and damage. Another thing is, this is also nice for damage, but Anything that reduces the cooldowns would be nice, because you can't spam the skill with this set. You can't spam the teleport skill. Damage on this difficulty. Of course, on the other difficulties it will be shit. But the main damage dealer is this skill. And the god skill. The heroic skill that we're using also can deal some severe damage sometimes. Maybe when some things stack up. But this is a good starter skill to start a starter build to start farming some of the easy chaos difficulties before you kinda gear up for the other builds and before you get used to the game. 158,000 HP may not be what you'll be seeing, but 130 at least you would be seeing with red items. And there are some red items that give you 11,000 and over HP. I haven't worked on this build much. As you can see, I just did 4 million damage. So you can still get those high hits. I'm not playing the build to its best at the moment. I'm not using this too much, which is, as I said, the main damage dealing attribute of the build.
My magic is not ready.
You can see this healer that has a lot of armor is taking only like 200-300,000 damage. This guy's taking all the way to 400,000 and things like that, 500,000. But it's taking it quite fast when we're burning it with this skill. Let's see the Aether skill. The Aether skill surprisingly didn't do much damage when it's supposed to be doing a lot more. But it's because they kind of moved around skills. So ideally we would be using the Aether Blast too, but they moved it. So before I was using the Aether Blast too because it was fire damage. As you can see, it's 322 watt, and this is 272 watt. But the damage reduction from the Aether Blast 3 is also nice. It could help you on boss fights a lot, because you can stack this damage reduction with the damage reduction from the passive skills. So 20% from this, 20% from this, another 10% from this while you're casting this skill, and some extra damage reduction was from this weapon, extra 20% from this weapon. Then you can probably get some other things for damage reduction, like potions or skills or whatever, like amulets maybe.
My magic is not ready.
I can try and face tank this guy, see if we can. He should have one skill that usually one-shots people. I think he was just casting it now, but I kinda teleported. As you can see, pretty okay in regards to the energy not running out. So you can try this build and see how far you can take it. And as you can see, I haven't put HP in my armor, maybe in just 2 pieces. Or one piece only. No, 2. Helmet and leg. So you can start sacrificing damage, putting HP and slowly removing the HP and putting crit damage and crit hit chance. Let me go back to my ranger now. Oh, there's a relic chest, let's open it.
Requires patience.
Where is the relic chest though? Oh, there we go. This.
I should wait some more. Perfection requires patience.
The nice tactic about using this build would be to put this on yourself, then teleport and use it as a bomb. You can bomb enemies with Aether Blast bombing. Because with mastered Aether Blast, you can kind of you can kind of put it on yourself. If you look at it, it's on me and then it explodes. As you saw the skills, we also have you also have Aether Storm, so you can try and take Aether Storm instead of Etheric Blast. Maybe I can quickly check it out to see how it works with that one. Before I couldn't do it because this one was on the other side of the tree. So maybe I can experiment with it now. Let's bump the difficulty. Let's try Chaos 5 now. A real test. But if you have something that resets the cooldowns like that Radiance Ring, it will be pretty nice. Because you can cast this, then it can reset its cooldown and you can cast. Let's see the damage of just this skill. Okay, it's doing like 1,000,000 or so, it's not bad. And that's without putting them in the dome, of course. Now, if I didn't, if I moved, I wouldn't have died, but I stood on one place. Which on Chaos 5 you don't want to do much regardless of the build.
My magic is not ready yet.
So you need good cooldown reduction to get this to 3 seconds. And at the moment you can see my cooldown reduction is 0.5. That's because I changed a lot of the items. And they kinda nerfed the cooldown reduction on weapons. My old weapon had like 18%. This has, oh, actually I need to equip this for the cooldown reduction. Now this is 4 seconds. So you kinda have to try and get this to 3 seconds. This would mean that if this is 3 seconds, this would be like 6 seconds. And this will kind of go down to like 27-8 seconds, so it's not so bad. You also want this to be around 7 or 6. So if you want to be better with this build, you kinda need to make some sacrifices in order to get cooldown reduction. Of course, you might have to kite around sometimes. Since I moved around a lot of the gear now, my cooldowns are kind of working against me. Even a second matters sometimes, and a second could mean you survive instead of die. Ah shit, 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 shit. Okay, I managed to escape on time. So sometimes you might want to skip some enemies when there's too many of the big guys. Or you might want to just kite them around until they die. Whichever you prefer.
Spells need more power.
Oh, now I didn't even finish casting this. But for a starter build it's not bad to go with this one.
May the winds of magic grant me power!
As you see, I'm healing myself when using my breath of fire, but not much, just like less than 1,000 per tick.
I should wait.
So anything that consumes energy when I use it, getting some heals. It would stack with the energy regen and healing you're getting while standing inside Blinding Light, the heroic one especially. But what I did do wrong now is I didn't kill some of the banner enemies, and they're kind of buffing the elite. So this isn't as mobile as the other, as the Belkuradris build. But it's kind of safer. The Belkuradris is very squishy. And the Dragon Tamer, I haven't tried the Dragon Tamer build yet, but I am probably gonna try one in the next few days.
My magic is not ready yet. I should wait some more. I should wait some more. My life does not deserve such a sacrifice.
And now I kind of got myself stuck in a very bad place where I couldn't escape. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish this map and return to the elf, to the wood elf, because I wanna finish that invasion, get my green rings. It's also 2 AM, so I can probably stream for like half an hour more. Ah, come on. Kinda got greedy, I wanted to kill them before I move. And yeah, it didn't work well. How many banners are there? 2 guys with banners. And I got killed by one of those dogs. They can do some massive amounts of damage if they focus you. Look at this shit, man. I'm kinda digging myself deeper and deeper. I'm losing so many fragments. But if you take it slow and don't group up the enemies in big groups, like kill them group at a time, and take it slowly, probably you would end up doing the map actually faster than I did it now.
My magic is not ready yet.
Okay, just one elite left here and some banner bearers. Although the banner bearers also can deal some damage. And they have some ranged sword attack, where they kind of make a shockwave with the sword. Okay, let's go and finish this map finally.
My magic is not
But as you can see, I'm dying because I'm making mistakes, which is normal. I'm not like the best player, so someone else could be very good with this build and probably stomp everything. But I probably did like the one with Etheric Blast more. So I kinda liked more using the other god skill, Aether Blast. First of all, the damage is much better, I think. And instead of giving me some extra damage, it's giving me some damage reduction, which probably is much needed. Oh, I wanna kill this guy because he's almost dead. Okay, now because otherwise this guy would keep one-shotting us while we are trying to avoid the docks. First priority should be probably the banner NPCs, because they're pretty nasty when there's many enemies around them.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
Ah, what? Oh, pool of blood, yeah. Pool of blood on the ground. And the enemies, oh yeah, the enemies when they die can spawn pool of blood. Maybe that's been killing me a lot this map. I just noticed this mod. So I've been killing enemies and they've been spawning pools of blood underneath me. And I've been standing in those pools probably.
My magic is not ready yet.
But this time this guy killed me. He was facing that way and the last moment he turned his face towards me. I assumed I was safe. Okay, let's kill this bull and then we can just focus on the boss. Ah fuck, the boss aggroed me. Come on, this guy with the banner is making it impossible to kill the other one.
I should conserve.
He doesn't want to die. Oh, finally. Now look at how easy it will be to kill the other dude. Although now I kind of have no energy, so it can refill my energy. Are the enemies faster? Enemies resist control effects and move quicker. Yeah, so they're faster and I can't kinda slow them with my slowing skill. Not the best thing to do on a mage, but has to be done.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
My magic is not ready yet. My magic is not ready yet. Abomination.
Ah, fuck, this was so close. I don't even see what hit me.
May the winds
My
of
magic is not ready yet.
me power.
Perfection requires patience. Perfection. Spells need more power.
So the problem at the moment seems to be the docks.
I should conserve my energy. Affection requires patience.
May the winds of magic grant me power.
How dare you? You abomination. My magic is not ready yet. I should wait.
Fuck, I need to move. Damn.
My spells need more power. Perfection requires magic.
Alright, well, I'm kinda gonna go play the ranger, cause I've got a few more, like 20 minutes more. So I'm not gonna bother with this guy. He's doable, but I need a lot of concentration to get it to work. So for now, I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing. No, actually, yeah, I need to go back to the character selection. I can stream for another 20 minutes, then I'll keep playing without streaming, because it's kind of late for me to keep streaming. But okay, let's go back to a lesson. And let's put back my normal dagger. So how far was I with this? Oh yeah, I was ready to get this, and now let's grab this one. Just gonna run through. Am I going the right way? I guess I am.
Oh, I need more time.
Okay, next one. So I should be able to get those notes I've started getting before I stop for today. So here we get extra armor reduction for the enemies. Let's get that corruption resistance and then the poison resistance. And after that I'll probably... Let's see, I need something that reduces the HP. Or maybe this with the armor. I'll try to get those next. And then I'll try again doing this boss. Hopefully I can get some red gear. Maybe I'll have to farm some bosses and some relic hunts for some easy red gear. Boss fights also aren't a bad choice, cause it's faster than doing relic hunts. It's just less of a chance to get green there. But if you need red, that's probably okay.
Time.
moving. I need to get 100 enemies, I think. Would have been nice if those health globes, the bloodless globes regain energy. Haven't noticed if they do, but let's see. Let's try and get one of those orbs. No, they don't want to drop them now. Earlier they were dropping tons of... And actually it's this way. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, I've got 80. No, it didn't give me energy. So it would be nice if they make it so that we can get energy as well from those. That way, even if we are on full HP, we would have a reason to go through them, besides collecting them for the extra bloodless. Easy targets first. Okay, I killed enough. Let's go collect the fragments. Kinda lost a lot of fragments in the last few runs on the mage. Mostly on the Chaos 5 run though. But yeah, some people were whining about the nerf for the fragments, but you can see it's very easy to farm fragments when you have bloodless skills, especially on a scout. Scout and dwarf are probably amazing for farming bloodlust fragments. Did we kill the boss? Oh yeah, we haven't yet. For a second I couldn't see to defeat the creature. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to go up there. So with this ring, oh no, I don't have the ring here. With the ring of dexterity, things like Master Archer, Sure Flight Arrow and even Crippling Blade would be pretty powerful, especially on a physical damage build for Crippling Blade or Sure Flight Arrow. I really wanna find a build with Crippling Blade, and the Ring of Dexterity gives 100% for energy generation skills. So this would be something I would be looking forward to. Alternatively, Master Archer Superior, again physical damage build, but the base damage is 16. 16 plus 150% to sword and rooted enemy would not be bad. This would go well with a trap build, a physical trap build. So yeah, this would be interesting. I haven't tried this, maybe it's not gonna be bad for my poison build. I'll see how it goes. And is there a horned chest at the end? I believe probably there won't be one. Yeah, let's leave. So one more note I think, and then we will have all those things we were unlocking. The dwarf will be amazing though. The dwarf with his leaping skill, with the ring of resonance, this will be a perfect match. And since he also has this invulnerability skill on a cooldown, when using that it will also resonate.
Oh, I need to prepare myself for that.
Four fragments are not so bad on what is it? Very hard. 4 fragments per drop is kind of very nice even. Did I miss the boss? No.
Oh, I need more time.
I think I should just focus on going towards the boss now. By the time I reach him I probably would have all the needed kills. Oh, there we go, we've reached him. And the healer seems dead.
I need to prepare myself for that.
So I farmed this extra poison resistance. So we've got this sorted. Now I'll start probably moving towards not those nodes, but actually those are also juicy nodes, and it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this isn't even an actual node. Just to get that extra damage and health reduction for the enemies before doing that Nurgle boss. But when you meet such an obstacle, either go farm some of the new red items with more powerful stats than the current red items, or go and farm some of those special nodes that debuff the enemies and buff yourself, like with some poison resistance, some chaos damage resistance and stuff like that. I was not expecting this build to be having problems with the HP reduction from the chaos due to the massive amounts of health regen I've been stacking on this build. But even that doesn't seem to be enough, so I can't rush the rings. I'll have to just do the side notes before going for the rings. And I'll have to farm some new gear. Maybe spend some time on better blessings. I'll have to give my mage this gear to bless it with maximum links. Which is something, if you don't know, you can do it. You can, if you have a mage leveled up, you can give the other character's gear to the level 50 mage. And the mage can bless it with four links. So you can get 2.5 crit chance, you can get 40 crit damage and stuff like that. Gems in your ranger setup, in the scout setup. Okay, let's go for the next few nodes. Yeah, let's leave those dryads to do some kills. In the meantime, I'm just gonna move. It would be nice if there is a control down, but even the way it is now, it's with port down is go all around here where I went. If you have step between worlds. We've already unlocked the boss, so I can just rush towards the boss now. On what's it? It's a or maybe. Or I actually missed the turn to the boss. Should be around here. Mage. But the damage is kind of better on this character, I think. Okay, I'm gonna do a last note. This will be the last for now, because it's 2:30 AM and it's kind of too late for me to keep streaming. That doesn't mean I won't be playing, of course I will, but Okay, it's this one. Okay, next, which one would it be?
Oh, I need more time to charge my energy. I need to prepare myself for that.
Reds from a Chaos too. Nice, I'll have a look at them. In the meantime, leave the area as it says. So I guess this is it from me for now. I'll repeat it again, those rings are good. A Ring of Shadow, Ring of Dexterity, Ring of Resonance. If you wanna rush towards them, feel free to do it on rank 1 so it's easier, cause you just need them as a starter green items. If you can't go past this invasion or this boss, get some of those things that give you poison resistance, corruption resistance, reduce the enemy's HP. You have a lot of those different nodes on each side. You can try and get all of them before moving down. It's a great help, and in the meantime you'll farm some red items and maybe get your donation levels up so you can get more of those passive skills by selling common, uncommon, rare, and every now and then the occasional new heroic item. Try to get new gloves, because the new gloves now can give you damage as well as crit damage. Before we can only get crit damage on the gloves. And if you have a mage, give your mage the gear from other characters and bless it on the mage for the most optimal blessing set. I'm gonna stop the stream for now. Thank you everyone for joining and keep it cool. Until next time.